more time. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you.
Diddy party stories. Man, that was some weird memory lane. Ugh.
Things are getting heated in Diddy's trial, and it's looking like more celebrities might be going down with him. A shocking new angle of Prince's alleged secret recording from one of Diddy's infamous freak-offs has just come to light, and let's just say it's not looking good for some familiar faces. Word is, Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher are being name-dropped, and not just in passing. Sources claim Prince, ever the meticulous mastermind, had his home wired and may have captured footage from the very party Diddy hosted at Prince's own estate. Now, that footage could end up in court, and with Ashton and Demi already under fire for supporting Danny Masterson and being linked to past Hollywood scandals, this bombshell couldn't have dropped at a worse time. So the question now isn't just what went down, it's who's about to be exposed next. Let's get into it.
I'm just not who I am before. I'm something different.
Now, here's where things start snowballing. Diddy's trafficking case isn't just about him anymore. This trial is unraveling like a high-budget Hollywood thriller, and the cast of characters? Wild. We're talking over 190 names thrown into the mix. Actors, musicians, industry elites. Names like Michael B. Jordan, Kanye West, Mike Myers, yes, Shrek Mike Myers, have either been whispered during jury selection or outright called out in Cassie Ventura's explosive testimony. Now, to be clear, none of these stars are facing any charges right now, but the fact that their names are even coming up, it's giving major side-eye energy. So, let's rewind to Cassie's lawsuit because that's where all of this started. Cassie didn't just say she endured years of abuse. She said Diddy's own staff and employees at Bad Boy Entertainment were witnesses to everything. Not only that, but they were the ones delivering gifts to her after alleged DV incidents, like it was damage control. Even wilder, Cassie claimed these same assistants were the ones prepping hotel rooms for those infamous freak-offs, laying out the baby oil and Astroglide like it was part of the job description. And y'all, this is where it gets even darker. According to Cassie, after one particularly traumatic event, Diddy's own head of security and his assistant walked in, saw her condition, and were so shaken they both started crying. That's how bad it was. Now, with the trial underway, expect a parade of former employees and insiders to be called in. And yes, that includes Harve Pierre, a name already tied to another lawsuit where a Jane Doe accused him and Diddy of some very serious stuff. She said Harve lured her from Detroit to New Jersey, where she was allegedly assaulted. But wait, there's more. Young Miami, yes, from City Girls, was allegedly on Diddy's payroll and might have been moving substances on his behalf, according to what came up in jury selection. So her name's floating around too. And let's not forget Lori Ann Gibson, who filed a police complaint all the way back in 2007 claiming Diddy went full rage mode and picked up a chair to threaten her on the set of Making the Band. Then there's Aubrey O'Day, who's never been shy about calling Diddy out. She's already spoken up in support of Cassie, saying she believes everything Cassie alleged, and has even said Diddy made inappropriate advances toward her too. Her name came up during the jury selection, and honestly, that's no surprise given how vocal she's been about her experience. Dawn Richard, also from Dunedin Kane, was mentioned as well. And here's where it gets heavy. Dawn previously sued Diddy herself, accusing him of SA. In that suit, she alleged that things really started when she joined Making the Band, claiming Diddy would insult female contestants and create a degrading environment. And it didn't stop there. Dawn says she was pushed to rehearse endlessly without sleep and that Diddy took advantage of her during that time. She also claimed she saw him get physical with Cassie while under the influence. And yes, Michael B. Jordan was another name that came up, but let's be real, that one seems more adjacent than involved. Reports say he was simply referenced in Cassie's suit because the two had a flirty moment back in 2015. He's not expected to testify or be part of the trial itself. Now here's where it takes a wild left turn. Suge Knight, founder of Death Row Records, also came up during Cassie's testimony. According to her, there was a night when Diddy was in the middle of one of his infamous freak-offs and suddenly got tipped off that Suge was at a nearby diner. Cassie says Diddy stopped everything, suited up in all black, face mask and all, grabbed some weapons from his safe and left the house to confront Suge. She said she didn't know what went down, but Diddy was back in 30 minutes like nothing happened. Cassie's ex-boyfriend Kid Cudi has also come up, and if you've been keeping up, you already know this part is wild. According to Cassie, she and Cudi had a brief fling around 2011 during a rough patch in her relationship with Diddy. But when Diddy found emails between the two later on, he allegedly spiraled. She told the court that Diddy was so enraged, he wanted to make sure Kid Cudi was home before having his car blown up. And guess what? Cudi's car did explode in his own driveway. He confirmed it himself. And now, whispers are starting to circle around Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher. Their names have reportedly come up. And honestly, not totally surprising if you've been paying attention. Ashton has had a close friendship with Diddy going all the way back to the early 2000s. Their connection started during MTV's Punk'd when Ashton tried to prank Diddy. And Diddy basically told him, "That's not happening," but the stunt sparked a friendship.
Our relationship was really bizarre. So it started over Punk'd because he was like, yo,
don't punk
you
me.
can't punk me. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody's on the table. He's like, not me, I'm off the table. And so that started our conversation. We became fast friends and we used to just hang out, watch football together.
And let's not forget, Ashton and Demi were one of Hollywood's most iconic couples back then. The two were a regular fixture at Diddy's parties. After Cassie's bombshell lawsuit, a viral clip has resurfaced where Ashton is asked to share a memory from one of Diddy's parties, and his response has people side-eyeing him.
Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, I can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them.
Now, here's where things really take a turn into the land of conspiracy and unanswered questions. We already know Diddy was allegedly secretly recording those freak-offs to potentially blackmail the people involved. A-listers, musicians, staff, the whole nine. But what's been catching people off guard lately is the rumor that Prince also had his own stash of secret recordings. And now, some are wondering, could that have had something to do with Prince's death? Like, was there a deeper reason for his sudden passing that never got fully explained? Could he have known too much or had access to footage others wanted buried? It's the kind of theory that sounds far-fetched until you remember the names, the connections, and the lengths some of these powerful figures have allegedly gone to cover their tracks. Because let's be real, in a world where cars are getting blown up over emails and parties are turning into blackmail traps, nothing sounds too wild anymore, especially when you consider the way Prince's final days played out. Just before his passing, Prince made a few statements that felt different, almost like Prince knew something was coming. At a party in Paisley Park, just days before he was found unresponsive, he reportedly told guests, "Wait a few days before you waste any prayers." And not long before that, he posted a cryptic photo on social media. The caption read, "Just when you thought you were safe." That message has since been deleted. Prince was later found dead at 57. The official cause was an accidental overdose in counterfeit pills. But for fans, and even those who knew him personally, that explanation never sat right.
Did he have health problems?
That I don't know, right? What I know is that he was really health conscious. He was a vegan. He didn't abuse alcohol. I didn't know of him abusing drugs. He worked out, so, that also really concerned me because it made me think that, wow, so you mean you do all these things to take care of yourself and you die so young?
And here's the thing. Prince was never one to stay silent, especially when it came to his art, his legacy, and his fight for control over his music. In fact, many believe that battle may have come at a much higher cost than anyone could have imagined.
I created it, so I felt like it should belong to me. That said, the companies felt otherwise, and they would always hold this contract up and say, well, you signed it. And I say, well, I understand that. It's not like I want to leave. I just want to, talk about this thing and see if we can't make it more fair. Of course, they wouldn't change, because if they changed, they wouldn't really exist. And that's kind of the situation we're in right today. They're not going to exist much longer. But it's not like we're against them or anything like that. The idea is that we find better ways of working with one another. It shouldn't be a situation where they own the album or the work. We're talking about intellectual copyright. If they're going to be indeed a delivery service, then that's fine. But even FedEx doesn't say that they own the thing that they ship.
That was the core of his message. Artists should own their own work, and Prince wasn't just talking about it. He lived it. He changed his name to a symbol to protest his Warner Brothers contract. He wrote "slave" on his face during public appearances. He made it clear he would not be controlled.
Well, it's not your game. You didn't make the rules, so everything comes hard. As long as you're signed to a contract, you're going to take a minority share of the winnings. A select few of us will do well, the majority will not. So as a people, we'll be considered a minority. But stop. Let's take a moment and look at yourselves. There's nothing minor about you.
Prince signed with Warner Music back in 1977 at just 18 years old. And even though his early albums didn't see massive commercial success, he was seen as a long-term investment, one of those rare artists who brought prestige to a label. And while his early albums didn't exactly fly off the shelves, the label saw something in him. He wasn't just another act, he was an investment, a prestige artist, one of those rare musicians who was destined to be bigger than the system itself. Then came 1982. MTV had just launched a year earlier, and Prince was quick to understand the power of the visuals. He dropped more music, finally cracked the US top 10, and joined that new elite wave of artists who were using music videos not just to promote singles, but to build legacies. The hair, the lace, the attitude. People were literally copying his look. By 1984, Purple Rain changed everything. At that point, Prince wasn't just a pop star, he was the pop star, global, revolutionary, untouchable. But behind the scenes, he was growing increasingly frustrated with Warner's grip on his identity. They didn't just own the music, they owned him, his name, his catalog, his future. So, what did he do? He pulled one of the most iconic moves in music history and changed his name to a symbol, forcing the world to refer to him as the artist formerly known as Prince. And Prince didn't stay quiet about it either. He called it out loud and clear. But here's where things get even murkier. While Prince was out here fighting for artist ownership and exposing the industry's darkest practices, Diddy was making deals with the very people Prince was calling out. Yup, Diddy and Warner Music Group locked in a joint venture that gave Warner a 50% stake in Bad Boy Records. Under the deal, Warner was responsible for global marketing and distribution, digital, physical, the works. And Diddy, he was proud of it. He said at the time, "There have been a lot of boutique record labels that come and go, and we're still here. This has ensured for the next couple of years that we'd have the right financial backing, the right financial structure, the right partners to remain a force in the music industry." But that's not all. Prince's estate later ended up tangled in a lawsuit with Jay-Z, who was super tight with Diddy before all these lawsuits started rolling in. The issue? Jay was allegedly distributing Prince's music on Tidal illegally. And let's be real, when people start going up against power players like Jay-Z, Diddy, and massive labels like Warner, history has shown it rarely ends well. Now, here's another layer that's had people talking for years. Allegedly, Prince knew exactly what kind of wild mess Diddy's infamous freak-offs were. And get this, he reportedly even let Diddy use his house for one of those parties. Guess who brought this tea to the table? Jason Lee. He said the very first Diddy party he ever went to was held at Prince's estate, and even though it had all the glitz and star power, something about it gave him that uneasy feeling.
The first Diddy party I went to was at Prince's house. So you want to go to Prince's house to the Diddy party where Tyrese is performing and Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher are swinging on swings. That is what's happening on the other side of the wall. And so the one thing that makes this party different than a Jamie Foxx party or any other celebrity party that wrangles a bunch of young women or guys or whatever too, is that Diddy didn't let you bring your security in the party.
Let that sink in. No personal security allowed, and Prince, who was always meticulous, deeply private, and 10 steps ahead, allegedly never showed face at these parties because he already had his suspicions. Word is, he didn't trust what was really going down behind those closed doors. And now the rumors are swirling. Did Prince have cameras set up? Was he quietly recording everything that unfolded in his home? People close to him have always said he was extremely calculated and didn't play when it came to protecting his space and energy. So what if he had evidence and handed it off to someone before his death? There's even talk that these mystery recordings could surface as part of the trial. And if that happens, Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher, who were allegedly regulars at these events, might be caught up in it too. But let's not act like this would be Ashton's first run-in with a scandal that made the public go, "Excuse me?" After his marriage with Demi Moore ended in 2013, Ashton eventually tied the knot with Mila Kunis. Fast forward to 2023, and boom, their names were trending for all the wrong reasons. Why? Because both Ashton and Mila publicly supported Danny Masterson. Yes, that Danny Masterson, after he was convicted of SA against 2 women. Masterson wasn't just some acquaintance. He worked closely with both of them on that 70s show from 1998 to 2006. And later reunited with Ashton on Netflix's The Ranch in 2016. But once the LAPD launched an investigation into the serious allegations, Masterson was quickly written off. And when those character reference letters Ashton and Mila wrote to the judge were made public, the internet went nuclear. Ashton's letter read in part, "As a friend, Danny has been nothing but a positive influence on me. He's an extraordinarily honest and intentional human being. Over the 25-year relationship, I don't ever recall him lying to me." He went on to say, "While I'm aware that the judgment has been cast as guilty, I hope that my testament to his character is taken into consideration in sentencing. I do not believe he is an ongoing harm to society." Mila's letter said, "I wholeheartedly vouch for Danny Masterson's exceptional character and the tremendous positive influence he has had on me and the people around him." Now, mind you, Ashton was co-founder of the SX trafficking prevention organization called Thorn. So, the fact that he was publicly defending a convicted predator, the hypocrisy had folks heated. The backlash came fast and furious, and within days, Ashton and Mila were forced to post a stiff apology video on Instagram. You could almost feel the PR team sweating behind the scenes.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
But the damage was already done. Masterson got 30 years to life, and Ashton resigned from Thorn, the very organization he helped build to fight exploitation. So, when the 2019 Hot Ones interview started doing rounds, folks noticed a pattern, and they did not hold back. One person said, "It sounds like he will be indicted. Kutcher has poor taste in friends." First Masterson, and now Combs. Another said, "Maybe it's time we look into Ashton Kutcher's human trafficking and child trafficking work, considering he's best buds with people like Diddy and Danny Masterson." And someone else demanded action. "He knows something, subpoena him." And it didn't stop there. Another unsettling clip started circulating, this time from the 2003 VMAs. In the video, Diddy and Ashton Kutcher are presenting the Best Villain Award to 13-year-old Davy Chase. You might remember her from The Ring. But what really chilled people was what came after she accepted her award.
Hey! Oh my gosh, this still rocks!
So good, you're doing so good.
I just want to say, everyone will suffer. Do you remember worried?
After party alone.
This video re-emerged just as a lawsuit dropped explosive new allegations from an anonymous woman. She claimed she was S.A. at a VMA afterparty in 2000 by Diddy and another male celebrity, while a female celebrity watched. She was only 13 years old at the time. According to her, she'd snuck out to Radio City Music Hall, didn't get in, but met Diddy's driver who told her to come back after the show. She did, and what happened next is disturbing. She says the driver took her to a large White House with a gated U-shaped driveway where she was handed an NDA, saw widespread use and accepted a drink that tasted like orange juice. She got woozy, tried to find a quiet room to rest, and then Diddy burst in with 2 other celebs. He threw her toward the other man, Celebrity A, who began removing her clothes as she was fading. Then Diddy. Then the female celeb just watched. The filing says Celebrity A and B have not been publicly identified. But of course, folks started whispering about J-Lo since she was dating Diddy at the time and attended the 2000 VMAs with him. But for now, let's be clear. J-Lo is not named in the lawsuit. As for Ashton Kutcher, while he hasn't been directly implicated in anything, insiders claim he's now panicking about his ties to Diddy. A source close to him says Ashton feels lied to, betrayed, manipulated, and he's scared of what Diddy might say under pressure. He's worried that Diddy would have no problem lying to authorities if it meant saving himself. And honestly, with this trial heating up and old footage re-emerging left and right, everyone in Diddy's orbit is starting to feel the heat, Ashton included. But now I need to hear from y'all. Do you think Ashton's name is gonna come up in this trial? Is he just caught in the crossfire, or is there more to the story than we know? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this rabbit hole is deep and it's only getting darker. And if you want more deep dives that peel back the layers and name names, make sure you like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you never miss out.
I'm a savage! Without y'all, I wouldn't be on this stage.